Alright, time to record it again. Last time I got through the whole half-hour level and noticed the audio input was off. So let's do it again. Alright, map 3. Big journey of a map. Really iconic intro. The outlook and the damaging floor. Arch file behind you. Terrible stuff. Truth be told, I still don't have a strategy for this fight. I just kind of hope that the vial gets stunned, and that's about it. The music does a good job of leading to the idea that this is a very mysterious level, where the forces are like otherworldly in how overwhelming they are. But we'll win. We did win. This is a retrospective sort of thing. So luckily we're able to sort of run away after these pain elementals. You can return to here after the BFG fight, but why would you? I guess you could return earlier with the elevator. Yeah, there's a lot of backtracking ability, though it's not required. This level is so interconnected, very impressive. With that said, I never really used it, but hey. So I think I'll be saying this for every map in this set. The teal cyber demons, the lighter blue ones, they have only the health of a Baron, who is a quarter of your usual cyber demon. They're still quite tough, though obviously not as much. Nirvana did watch me do this strat, and he approved. So this was actually before watching Sobad's Revenant video. So I didn't have sort of this more intuitive understanding, maybe deliberate understanding? General understanding of Revenants, where you want to stand a little bit away from the wall. To me, in this room, you just stand a little ways from the wall. That's how this room worked. But it wasn't a thing I thought about for Revenants generally. Now, the reason we're playing it so slow with these revs, there's an arch file. We don't want them getting revived. That's why I'm blocking the doorway. And it's been quite a good start for the map. Yeah, I don't know why that's a secret. It's like 2 rockets. But I guess that's this room's easy. As long as you take it seriously, you'll do fine. Which I did not always do fine in attempts. So how many rockets, like what's the breaking point, you know? How many rockets do you need in a secret before you put it on the secret counter? Because apparently I seem to think 2 isn't enough. But honest to God, I think if you had 3 rockets, you should tack it. How about 3 rockets and 4 shotgun shells? I dodged that so wrong. That's like if you're playing Guitar Hero and you miss a note, you miss the next like dozen. Because you were off rhythm for 1 note, and then you regain rhythm differently than what the song was at. And the Mank is basically a rhythm game, right? This room I didn't actually do right for so many attempts. I was shooting at the Barons first instead of the Lost Souls. In my head, I'm like, well, the Lost Souls are gonna die from splash damage, so why not be more efficient with my ammo? Which I think is legit. Like, if you're trying to be perfect, ammo-wise, that's good, but why give them the chance? Now, by letting those Arachnotrons teleport down and not killing them, I make it so the Cyber Demon who's going to spawn here doesn't have space to teleport away, which is bad. It's something I didn't realize until today. I was making this room harder than it had to be. Yeah, you really can't circle around. You gotta stay right in front of them. So, let's say you were playing on GZ Doom, you had infinite monster height off, and you jumped over these guys. That would in fact make you a bad person. That's true. You do need to, if you want to see the gates of heaven, you do need to have infinite height on. It's true. So there's a box of bullets, which quite nice. So I didn't take the armor. We're gonna get an armor secret soon. Now notice how I take this jump low. I don't run full speed, and that's because if you're high up, the Revenant would see me. I'm mixing my first and second person. But since he did not see me, we're able to get the jump on him. I definitely didn't die on that section doing the little jump many times because I bounced off because of Doom's weird collision. Alright, you want to know the truth? Even though we complain about Doom collision a lot, oh, you know, it's elastic, oh, you get stuck on walls sometimes, it's a lot better than other games. Like, hitboxes for objects are what they look like. Hitboxes for monsters are pretty silly sometimes, but for objects, they're legitimately where it looks like. And it's really hard to clip out of the map. Anyway, you gotta be quick on the draw here. Because if a monster hits one of these pillars, it opens it up and it has another vial. Think of it like the door in map 27 of Doom 2 with, you know, Barney Archvile. Basically it uses that mechanic. Also, this uses a boom mechanic, I think. Yeah, it does. The Archviles are like in the ceiling right now. And in vanilla Doom, lifts won't lower if the enemy is in the ceiling. At least according to the Casino video that I half remember. And that's what prevents them from going back up and staying up. So if somehow you get lucky and the Archvile is like right on the pillar as it goes back up, it doesn't have space. Yeah, like there. See, he hit his head on the ceiling. But in Boom, lifts will lower if, you know, you tell them to lower. So that fight, you gotta be really particular. Like, kill them in order you're comfortable with. I like the order I did, but, you know, if you like another order, you know, whatever. And kill them fast, you know. It's okay to use rockets there, because otherwise you're going to be sacrificing a lot of health. I know it's tempting. You're just fighting one vial at a time. It feels like a time to use shotgun. Use rockets, at least on 1 or 2. I used rockets on the harder ones. Also, there are armor bonuses if I were to rotate left right now and then follow the perimeter. But you still can't get all of the items. Some of the armor bonuses are impossible to get. Though, if you could figure it out, you know, maybe Big Mac Davis will give you max this or something. I always feel bad using the base shotgun. But, you know, sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes that's how it is. Alright, this is so... I don't really know what was going on with the... They're like, why didn't the archvile hear me? I don't know. I'm surprised I used rockets there. I think shotgun would have been okay. The archvile is pretty close. Oh. You can hit the switch while the floor is blue. When the floor is blue, it hurts when you hit the switch when the floor is blue. It takes a few seconds to turn the floor red, which makes it not hurt. I think the timing is like 8 seconds to switch, and then you get 16 seconds of safety. Don't remember. Anyway, the 3 switches over here, they summon the revenants when you hit all 3. Also, they bring the cybers downstairs, and they start the timer to get out of here. And my strategy at first was, hey, I don't like revenants. If there are imps, where can the revenants spawn? There won't be room. Turns out, that probably accounted for a lot of my deaths. It's a little silly. Just kill the imps so that you have space. The revenants get to be a little more aggressive, sure, but there aren't nearly as many as the imps. So you'll have space if you kill the imps. This path I'm taking is all predetermined. Like, I know exactly where I'm going. So I honestly, I spent like hours in this room alone. That soul sphere doesn't always spawn, so if you're like prepping, don't count on it. So at this point, the fact that there weren't that many imps, it meant I have the space to get out to the left. I wouldn't have had that space if I left the imps alive. What I was trying to do when the imps were alive, I would go out to the right, and then the cyber demons would just demolish me. I don't have the firepower to push through them. Let's just speed through this. Opening up. Yeah. So this is like the breaking point in the level. It's the hardest fight, and everything after this is also hard, but that's the hardest fight right there. So it's like a legit... This is the moment where you get stressed if you're like, oh, I go collect some more items here. Great. Fantastic, beautiful, amazing. I love items. Yeah, it was so worth getting an extra couple shells. Honestly, it probably was. So now Nirvana will beautifully frame our prized BFG for us. Such a funny looking fight. So many cyberdeans and go down so fast. Like, since these are just the teal cybers, the barons actually do quite well against them. Also, props for having the floor have different heights and it not impede my movement. Pretty cool. Especially in Doom, where Doom Guy doesn't actually snap to the ground. It's not easy to do that. I don't know why, but the those panels on the left, they always make me think of like Japan. The whitish panel. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe it's because of the trees in the room with a lot of those panels in map 2, the secret area. I don't know. A lot of those switches in there for backtracking purposes. I don't really need that right now. So now we get yet another of those pretty strange fights. Honestly, it's not that hard, but it's very scary when there's so many cybers. So the idea is you have to bait them in, and then you do the telefrag. There are two main things you need to look out for here. One is when you do your teleports, the cybers you're going to be close to, try to have them fired recently so that you don't get exploded. And two, when they first come out, you want them sort of in a line. So don't, like, get scared and move to the side. You need to be right in front of the first one so that they're together. They don't spread out. You don't want that. Could really only ever happen in Doom, right? This switch is actually just a red switch. I tested it with cheats, flying over here with different switches, different keys. Hate to admit, but I did have to look up this one secret. That's the only secret I had to look up. The easiest one. Nah, that's not true. The first two secrets were pretty easy. So, secret fight. It's, pretty hard. Okay, so you can go through the little purple things. The enemies can't. And that's actually good for them. Because they stay around you instead of grouping up in the center. And the cyber demons can't cross through it, so sometimes they take strange paths. Also, you don't have enough ammo, so using BFG sounds good, but not super reasonable. And the cybers teleport in. I think it's on a timer. Alright. I tried using the Baron as a shield, but, you know, it still takes Splash. In fact, if I didn't use the Baron as a shield, I wouldn't have taken Splash. There is backtracking, but I did have this 506 number memorized. That tells me that we're ready to go. If I remember right, map 32 doesn't actually allow backtracking. It's the bonus maps weren't made by Nirvana. That one was Insane Gazebo. Alright. So this is the last map I played where I pause buffered a lot. I don't think I've pause buffered like at all since. I still save really often in my practice runs and all that. But you'll see me make some dodges that I don't know. So it'll teleport you like a little bit forwards. It doesn't teleport you to the center. But honestly, it doesn't change the movement that much. Basically what it means, you can't dodge the cybers as consistently. So my goal is to hit the switches, get out of here. You have to hit them in the right order. And what that really means is maneuvering so that the enemies group up on the, well, the side you want them to. Being really careful to not damage the cyber demon, who's my friend, until I shoot him when he's not targeting another enemy. That's something I really committed to before this run. Like, use the BFG. Use it. There's no other thing to save the BFG for. If you're in trouble, use it. Now, at this point, I probably could have just done the fight normally, but, you know, I have the extra space, so let's just use it. And that's it. Also, what a sight. I might actually use that for the screenshot. Let's get that. Yeah. Maybe. I might use a different one. So we're actually going to have like 3 climactic fights in a row that are Barons / Hell Knights and Cybers. Map 2's hallway, the Cyber hallway, this fight in map 4 also finishes with a lot of Hell Knights and Cybers. But they all play differently, so, you know. And I had the extra Megasphere waiting in the wings for me. And to think that I was complaining about that being counted as a secret. Oh, 2 rockets is a secret. I finished this map with 1 rocket. I did end up, you know, not worrying about accuracy for the last couple, but for the sake of the story. And he didn't have to add that. He didn't have to add that little sight at the end. Really well-made level. The Archvile section actually killed me a lot. The change color floor thing, I died a lot, and I practiced it a lot. And once I switched my strategy up, it was a little more consistent. It was a lot more consistent. Otherwise, I still don't know how to do the opener consistently. That was just, I try it 10 times, I get it once or twice. Really cool map, looks good, music really works well with it. Also, that's the last map where I do pause buffer. For the other, since then and like months after, I took the pause button off my controller. Like I unmapped it. Alright, bye.